Coming up on News Live at 6, find out how the university is making sure students don't get lost on their way to classes in the future.
And a new app is making Baldwinsville parents feel more at ease. CitrusTV reporter Anna Azallion tells us why schools are using this new technology.
Plus, Hurricane Michael is now a tropical storm. We have the latest information on the devastation in the panhandle of Florida. Citrus TV News starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
The Student Association is encouraging SU students to weigh in on concept designs for the upcoming Schine Student Center renovations. Good evening, I'm Zach Lang.
And I'm Gilat Melamed. CitrusTV reporter Landon Wexler found out what students and the SA want out of the updated Student Center.
While it was considered a cool new building on campus to graduates in the 1980s, Schine Student Center is now outdated, and the school is taking action to fix that. This past Monday, concept designs were put on display in Schine for students, staff, and whomever else to come in and give their feedback. I spoke to communications manager for the Division of Student Affairs, Shannon Andre, who was there to organize and hear the feedback.
Responses we've received from students so far have been really positive. They like the openness of the space, the light that's coming through, and some of the updates with furniture and spaces and functions. They want a lot of outlets. It's hard to see in the initial concepts, but we know that students are using technology often, so having charging stations.
From a faculty perspective, the Schine Student Center remodel is all about logistics. From a student perspective, it's all about making this the epicenter of the student experience.
I spoke to Student Association President and Vice President Gufran Salih and Kyle Rosenblum, and they said the new Schine will be much more welcoming.
That it is a more open and welcoming space in the new layout for Schine, because right now it's not, you walk into Schine, it doesn't feel like a student center, and this new proposed design does feel like a student center.
Salih says students want the cultural centers and the Office of Student Activities accessibility to be a priority.
They want to make sure all the cultural centers have sufficient space, making sure that the Office of Student Activities is placed in an accessible area.
Food is always a priority on the Syracuse University campus, and Salih and Rosenblum are keeping that in mind.
Schine quesadillas are iconic, but we probably need to have a bigger selection for our students.
Schine dining needs to improve, so with this renovation, they're kind of tackling both issues at once.
Salih and Rosenblum both say that the construction date is still to be determined. Landon Wexler, Citrus TV News.
Soon, Syracuse's campus will be easier to navigate. According to Chief Facilities Officer Pete Sala, new signs will appear to indicate where buildings are located around campus. Initial signs will be put up on Waverly and University Avenue to help direct visitors, followed by signs around main campus. Feedback for the designs can be emailed to cpdc@syr.edu.
If you're looking for some fun tonight, the Mandarins and Main Squeeze a cappella groups are performing at Schine Underground tonight for the event Empower Her. The groups are celebrating female empowerment, body positivity, and self-love. Otto's Empire Belly Dance Troupe will also be performing. The music starts at 8 p.m. in Schine Underground, and tickets are available at the Schine box office for $3 with your SUID.
Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like I never know when it's going to rain from now on. I woke up this morning, it was raining. I was walking to class, suddenly it's not raining. I'm walking here, it's raining again.
I know, it's all throughout the day. I mean, this Syracuse weather is kind of crazy. Isn't that right, Carmella?
Absolutely. As we saw earlier today, it was rainy, it was downpouring, it was hot, and it was humid. And as we take a look at the temperatures outside right now, we kind of dropped, so that's good. We're at 66 degrees. It's mostly cloudy with 91% humidity, but as you can see, it's not that great of a hair day. And as you take a look at our photo of the day sent in by Jishnu Nair, you can see it's pretty cloudy, but it definitely stopped raining, which is nice. You can see that no one has an umbrella out, and you can also see those great fall leaves. If you want your photo to be featured, make sure you send it in to Citrus TV News. And as you take a look at the weather tonight, we're going to drop down to about 47 degrees. It's going to be cloudy and again 81% humidity. So if you're going out, you're going to make sure you want to bring in that extra hairspray to keep your look on point because it's going to be a frizzy hair night. And as we move into tomorrow, it's going to be overcast for pretty much the entire day. We're going to have 48 degrees at 9 a.m., 49 degrees at noon, and moving all the way up to 50 degrees at 6 p.m. We're going to have some potential for a few early showers around 9 a.m., but other than that, mostly overcast. That's all I have for you guys right now, but make sure you stick around for my full 5-day weather forecast after the break. Back to you, Gilat.
Baldwinsville parents no longer have to guess when their child's bus will be at their house. Thanks to a new app, parents can see exactly when their child's bus will arrive at the stop. Citrus TV's Anna Azallion reports how the VersaTrans MyStop system is benefiting the Baldwinsville Central School District.
The guessing game is over for parents, at least when it comes to getting their child on the school bus. A new app allows Baldwinsville Central School's parents to track their child's bus.
And what it is, basically, it's a at-home app that you can load onto your smartphone. Parents can use it to track their bus with their students on it, their children on it.
One Baldwinsville parent says it's not only convenient, but accurate.
It's been accurate. It's been nice to be able to say, okay, the bus arrival time's going to be, 8:15 in the morning, and by 8:14, between that or 8:16, it's there.
Parents who don't yet have the app can download it now and start using it as soon as tomorrow morning.
Yep, they go right to either the iStore or Google Play, plug in Tyler Technologies My Stop app, and load it right on your smartphone.
The next step is to enter your child's student ID number. Then the app will start to look something like this.
VersaTrans MyStop is more than just an app on your phone. It allows the Baldwinsville School District to know if these buses are going too fast, if they get in an accident, and even if their battery is dying.
The district uses both new and older buses. Some have been on the road for as long as 10 to 12 years. With this program, Nelson knows immediately if something isn't right.
If the bus brakes hard, I know about it. If the bus turns a corner too hard, I know about it because we have certain parameters set. And most importantly, if it's engaged in an activity that mimics an accident, I immediately get an alert.
The system also allows Nelson to track every bus in the district. Anna Azallion, CitrusTV News.
A 12-year-old's death marks the 17th homicide in Syracuse this year. Police were notified of a shooting near Park and East Division Streets last night. Officers were told 2 people were shot and a witness rushed a wounded child named James Springer III to St. Joseph's Hospital. Springer was shot near his stomach and he died early this morning from his injuries. With the voter registration deadline quickly approaching, the Office of the Board of Elections is delivering a warning to citizens. The board says a group of scammers are contacting residents offering to register people over the phone, but instead are trying to get personal information. Phone registration is not allowed in New York. Police say scammers are targeting residents around Cortland County. You can only register to vote in person at your county's election office or by mailing in a form from elections.ny.gov.
A Syracuse police officer accused of punching a suspect 10 times believes his actions were justified. That, according to a Syracuse.com report of Officer Damon Lockett's testimony. The suspect, Alonzo Grant, had all charges against him dropped and is suing the officer. The lawyers of the suspect say the assault against their client speaks to a greater pattern of discrimination against African Americans. Court documents revealed more information on the Central New York cross-country coach arrested for child pornography. According to the FBI, Martin Nicholson was in possession of a flash drive that contained photos of a teenager in quote-unquote various states of undressed. The pictures were taken by the victim's sister, who was coerced by Nicholson to take them and send them to him. The photos were then traded on the application's Twitter and Kik. Nicholson has been under investigation since April and could see up to 50 years of jail time.
New details on the deadly limousine crash that killed 20 people in Schoharie. Police arrested the limousine service operator yesterday and charged him with criminal negligent homicide. Namoud Hussein appeared in court last night where a judge entered a not guilty plea for him. Hussein's lawyer says police rushed judgment in investigating the crash, but the state police superintendent says that Hussein is responsible because he hired a driver who did not have the correct license and the limo failed inspection last month. Food trucks in Syracuse may become more mobile. Common Councilor Michael Green is motioning to drastically change food truck policies, mainly license fees and location restrictions. Food truck licenses cost up to $1,500 and trucks are limited to one exact location. Green wants to change the fee to a $500 flat rate and allow trucks to have access to multiple blocks. A public meeting to discuss the changes is set for next Tuesday. And all your favorite Disney characters are coming back to Syracuse. Disney on Ice is returning to the On-Center War Memorial from December 13th through the 16th. The show features characters from the movie Cars, The Little Mermaid, Toy Story, and Frozen. Tickets are now available starting at $15 and can be bought on Ticketmaster.
Coming up, a new development in the case against Harvey Weinstein, why prosecutors dropped one of the charges against him.
And a rocket forced to make an emergency landing with an astronaut on board. What went wrong and how it all ended. Don't go away.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. big time.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV Newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet @CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Floridians are starting to recover after Hurricane Michael slammed the Florida Panhandle. Drone footage shows intense devastation of neighborhoods, schools, and boat harbors.
At least 6 people are dead and more than 350,000 people are without power. The National Hurricane Service says Michael was the 3rd most powerful hurricane ever to make landfall on the U.S. mainland.
The hurricane is now moving north, threatening the Carolinas. The National Hurricane Service is advising residents to be prepared for tornadoes and more flooding.
From what I'm hearing from locals, and these are not people prone to hyperbole, Panama City's catastrophic damage, someone told me, quote, Mexico Beach is gone. And it's this is going to take a lot of money and a lot of time to sort of rebuild.
Harvey Weinstein is facing one less charge against him after prosecutors told the judge they found inconsistencies in one of the accuser's statements.
Weinstein's lawyers argued the charge made by marketing executive Lucia Evans did not provide the grand jury with enough evidence.
5 criminal charges still remain against Weinstein, who has continued to deny all wrongdoing.
A crew heading to the International Space Station is alive after an emergency landing this morning. Fortunately, NASA says both men are in good condition.
The Soyuz rocket was going to send an American astronaut and a Russian cosmonaut to the ISS, but a booster malfunction around 2 minutes into the flight caused the escape capsule to deploy.
Russia announced it is indefinitely suspending manned flights and has launched an investigation into the incident.
U.S. officials say they intercepted a conversation where Saudi officials discussed a plan to lure journalist Jamal Khashoggi and detain him.
Khashoggi is a reporter for The Washington Post and went missing last week after going into a Saudi consulate to get his wedding papers.
Officials say it is unclear if the plan was to murder the journalist or if it was an attempt to kidnap him. There is currently no hard evidence to say if the columnist is dead or alive.
Early this morning, gunmen kidnapped the youngest billionaire in Africa. Mohamed Doji was working out in the gym of a luxury hotel around 6:30 a.m. local time when the abductors entered the hotel.
The local police commissioner says the men entered through a gate that authorities believe was deliberately left open for the gunmen. After opening fire, the abductors put Doji in their vehicle and drove away. Their motive is not yet known.
17 people are being sentenced to death by the Egyptian court due to their involvement in bombing attacks.
80 people died in the 2016 and 2017 incidents when the bombers attacked 3 churches and a police checkpoint. The state news agency says that the court sentenced an additional 19 people to life in prison for the attacks.
Total of 36 people are on trial for the case.
Coming up, the stock market continues to fall, but what industries are taking the biggest hit?
And President Trump signed 2 new healthcare laws that can help your wallet. We'll tell you how on the other side of the break.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV Newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
U.S. stocks are plummeting after a recent market-wide decline. The Dow Jones fell nearly 550 points today, bringing the total drop over the last 2 days to 1,300 points. A sharp drop in bond prices and investor concerns over a rise in yields set off the decline. Banks and healthcare companies are taking some of the worst losses. However, the market could improve before the weekend as major companies are set to start announcing their third quarter earnings.
If you need stamps, you may want to buy them soon. The U.S. Postal Service is asking to raise stamp prices from 50 cents to 55 cents. This would be the largest stamp price hike in post office history. In addition to stamps, the post office is considering raising prices for priority mail packages by 6%.
Two new laws designed to help healthcare consumers are now in effect. On Wednesday, President Trump signed the Know the Lowest Price Act and the Patient Right to Know Drug Prices Act into law. The laws prevent drug companies from influencing pharmacists to not offer a cheaper version of the same drug to customers. The Trump administration says they will take further actions on regulating healthcare in the near future.
CitrusTV Weather Center. This is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Taking a look at the weather across the state of New York, we are in the high 60s pretty much across the state. We're at 66 in Syracuse, 66 in Penn Yan, also in Ithaca and Elmira, 64 in Cortland, up to 67 in Rome, and 64 in Rochester. And as we take a look tonight, we're going to be pretty cloudy, 81% humidity and 47 degrees. So if you have things that you need to dry out because they're wet, so like an umbrella from earlier today, they're really not going to dry out super well because, again, we're going to have really high humidity. And as we take a look at tomorrow, we're going to be mostly overcast throughout the entire day. We have a potential for early showers around 9 a.m. But other than that, if you're going out, just make sure you have some warm clothes because we're going to reach a high of around 51 degrees. And then as you take a look at our 5-day forecast, we're looking pretty much like the fall. We've got cloudy days tomorrow, high of 51 and a low of 41. On Saturday, we've got some showers with a high of 48 and a low of 37, so getting chilly. And then as we move into Sunday, it's going to be a sunny Sunday, but make sure you get your vitamin D on Sunday because it's going to be partly cloudy and a high of 58. But then as we look at the rest of Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be rainy again. We've got high of 54 and a low of 40 on Monday and a high of 51 on Tuesday and a low of 41. That's all I have for you guys right now, but Jackson, what have you got for us in sports?
Well, Carmella, I got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. What does it mean for the rest of Syracuse football with a bye week coming up? And Syracuse tennis is in the Nutmeg State, plus SUB ball gets a schedule change for next season.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Jackson Ajello. Syracuse football gets the rest it's sorely needed after a week of dropping 2 straight games against Pittsburgh this past weekend. The Orange doesn't play again now until Saturday, October 20th against UNC, and Coach Papers relishes the chance to get this team healthy.
With a heck of a chance to be 6-0. You know, both games we had the lead going into the fourth quarter. This football team's not done. It hurts. You know, those guys are young men, you know, and old men. We take it really hard. But we got to learn from it, and we got to learn from it. And that bye is coming at a good time.
Syracuse sits at 4-2, needing just 2 more wins down the road to become bowl eligible. The next game against UNC is a team that has just 1 win on the season so far. Syracuse in basketball takes on Eastern Washington in the squad's first game of the season on November 6th. But next season, that may be an ACC opponent. The conference will be playing 20 games next year as opposed to the 18 that will be played this season in conference. With 1 more game to the schedule, well, they're going to have to get some games played earlier in the season, which may even be day 1. The first introduction for this year's Syracuse basketball team comes Friday night with the orange versus white scrimmage game. After soaking up the sun in California last weekend at the Riviera ITA All-American Championships, today Syracuse tennis turns its attention to the squad's 5th tournament of the fall season in New Haven, Connecticut. The squad is currently underway competing in day 1 of the ITA Northeast Regionals. The tournament goes until Monday. And Rochester native John Bones Jones is slated to make his return to the octagon in UFC 232. One of the best UFC fighters of all time is slated to take on Alexander Gustafsson in Vegas this December. The bout is a rematch of a hotly contested fight won by Jones back in 2013 that some call the best fight of all time in the UFC. Jones is undefeated since 2009. On the ice tonight, 2 New York teams are on their home ice. The Buffalo Sabres takes on the Colorado in the squad's last of a 4-game start to the season, all at home. Buffalo starts a 5-game West Coast road trip this weekend. Meanwhile, at the Garden, the Rangers match up with the Sharks. New York still searching for the club's first win of the season. So far, the Rangers 0-3 this year. Both of those games face off at 7. And tonight, this season's revamped Thursday Night Football features a traditional NFC East showdown between the Eagles and Giants in East Rutherford. We may only be just over a quarter of the way through the season, but both teams will be looking to get a jump start in the division. The NFC East currently has 0 teams with a record better than 500. New York enters the game at 1-4. Philly is at 2-3, and both teams have lost their last 2 games.
All right, Jackson, let's go back to Syracuse basketball for a second. I know we're going to get our first view of this team tomorrow night in the orange versus white game, but we got a little sneak preview today. A new poster I heard came out.
You got to look at how the team looks. You saw
Yes.
the first logo of the team this year. It's a bit Marvel-esque, as some might say. In fact, I'll give credit where credit is due. That's our own Matt Liberman here at Citrus TV. He says it's a little Marvel-esque. But the thing I really love is that fresh cut from Frank Howard right there. I love the line going in. I think that looks nice. And really, they do look a little Marvel superhero.
One question, though. Do you think O'Shea's face could be blown up any more than that?
I don't think so. It kind of looks like some dark moon coming out of there. I don't totally know where it's coming from. It's sort of massive compared to the rest of all the heads there.
Yeah, I mean, his head's like the size of Tyus's body, so I don't know how Tyus feels about that. But moving on to Thursday Night Football tonight, who do you have winning that game?
I'm going to go with the Giants in this one, and I think the Eagles are going to drop their team's third straight game. Now they're an 0-2 slide for the first time since 2016. The team won the Super Bowl last year, now almost losing 3 games in a row. Well, that's what happens. The Super Bowl hangover is real.
Yeah. All right.
Well, all right. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority. Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Where?
All right, Carmella, thanks for joining us again. And, you know, the weather was a little crazy today. What should I wear to class tomorrow so I'm a little more comfortable than today, at least?
Absolutely. We're going to have some showers around 9 a.m., but as you take a look, we're going to be pretty cloudy throughout the entire day, with the exception of around 9 a.m. It's going to be 48 degrees. So depending on how warm or how cold you get, you may want a jacket, you may want to bring some really warm pants. But other than that, it's going to be a pretty cloudy day.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Carmel. All right, now, banking on an octopus, that's what the Sea Life Aquarium is doing after enlisting their octopus to select lottery numbers.
Yeah, according to the octopus, the numbers are 1, 18, 35, 36, 41, and 70. About $548 million are now on the line, and I'm sure the aquarium will be watching eagerly to see if their 8-armed friend has the winning 6 numbers. The Mega Millions draw will be tomorrow.
Now, I don't know about you, Gilat, but I'm definitely trusting that octopus. He looks like he knows a good bet when he sees one.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, I'll pick a number, you know, my lucky number, my high school jersey number, something like that. But I don't know, I feel like the octopus must have some pretty good intuition. Maybe I'll go with these numbers in a future lottery, who knows?
Yeah, but no 44 in that number, so no Syracuse lucky number in this one. So unlucky for people here at Syracuse.
That's true. I bet if they had an orange picking the numbers, 44 would be in there.
Yes.
Would it be pretty tough though? But I mean, if an octopus could do it, maybe an orange could too.
Yeah, maybe Otto can do it. So, but that's all the time we have for you here tonight on Citrus TV Live at 6. Make sure to follow Citrus TV News on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Zach Lang.
And I'm Gilat Melamed. Have a great night, Syracuse.